36. All right.
Well, we might, you can let them talk.
Okay.
You know, that's the one thing, they rushes it too much.
Yeah.
Well, because we have, there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Do we have a demo today? Maybe on good one. We did that once before too, didn't we? During home stuff.
Well, it's kind of fun to see what people will bring up.
And she said she sent the secretary report. That you have it. She said Joanne said she has it.
What report?
The secretary, no, not secretary, not the secretary. Money.
Oh, yeah,
There it is. Okay.
Okay, and that is, what did it say?
4030.40 is beginning balance, then a $15 deposit. $15 deposit.
I'll just put the thing. Okay, what's
Okay, ending balance is 4045.40. We're letting people chit chat for a little while.
minutes?
Oh, not yet. I haven't welcomed anybody yet.
I know. Okay.
All right. I know. Clunk, 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 clunk. All right. I don't have a hammer. As you can tell, Faye's not here right now. I just couldn't look at the.
Everybody's dead.
Oh, everybody's deaf. Here we go. How's that? How's that? Okay. Good morning, everybody. As we're calling the meeting to order, I'm stepping in for Faye, who is recovering from her surgery. She's doing well. She just looks like she's gone 9 rounds with somebody. And she says hello to everybody. Are there any visitors today? Nope. But we got some old faces back. So happy. Yes. For those of us that don't know your name, what's your name again?
It's Betsy.
It's been a bit. Welcome back. We're just glad you're back. Let's see. We have a secretary's report online. If there are any changes, let Joanne know. Can somebody?
I'll make a motion to accept them as printed.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. It passes. The treasurer report is beginning balance July 1st was $4,030.40. Deposit was $15. Ending balance is $40.45 and 40 cents. No deposits or withdrawals have been made in August, so that's the balance. Speaking of treasury, we have I need somebody. How do I do this? I asked somebody to put it in motion. We need to pay Eddie $162.38 for the payment he made to One Call Service, which is our network services that hosts our website.
Make a motion, we reimburse him for his expense.
Thank you. It passes, so I'll get that to Faye to write the check.
And give me again how much that is.
Oh, it's $162.38.
Okay, 162.38.
38. And do you want to put down who it's to?
No, I've got that.
Okay. All right. Is there any other old business that we need to cover? No? Okay, well, new business is just letting the club know that Eddie Warren I wanted to thank him for his years of devotion and service to our club. He has been the person that's taken all our pictures and messed with the website. He's been a fixture in this club ever since I've been and before that. So he's been absolutely fabulous. And I just wanted to say on video, thank you so much, Eddie, for all your hard work. He has passed the torch to Kurt, who's in the back with his headphones. He'll be taking our pictures now and dealing with the website. So they're going to get together and Eddie will tell him all his tips and tricks and how to actually get into the website. So. But I want to just let everybody know that that's what's happened. He's still be coming to meetings and everything. He just felt the need with health issues to go ahead and step back so that way it would be taken care of. So we will miss him. Let's see. Is there any other new business? Anybody have anything? Want to bring it to the club? It's going to be a quiet meeting. That's fine with me.
We had a schedule where they were gonna go to Rockford, is that not happening?
Are we going to Rockler?
They
You
were
hadn't.
sort of busy
Oh,
this
okay.
time of the year. They were going through changing up the store and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were wanting me to get back in touch with them again, probably maybe try to schedule something in November or December.
Okay. I don't know about November because it's Thanksgiving. I'll
Yeah,
throw it to you guys.
A lot of people have craft shows during November and December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Unless we do it in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
but then it just
I
kind of
realized
defeats the purpose.
When we did the last one, there was a conflict of somebody that had supposedly talked to Rockler.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you two were talking to the different stores at the same time. That's our fault.
And he went ahead and dealt with it for us.
Did they make them mad by not going?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No, he got a job instead.
Yeah, he has a job there now, so, no, we have an inn. We have an inn.
He walked in, asked, and he got a job.
And if anybody's watching us on YouTube, we love Rockler and the other place that we go to, so please support them all. But no, we should be fine. If we can, if they're too busy between now, because December is also a tricky month. If we want to go ahead and say that we'd like to talk to them about doing something for next year. So, and then get them solidly in the books and that's it. We're not going to change our minds or anything like that. So let them know that we would love to have done it towards the end of the year, but it's high season for us.
Yeah.
As he should know, because they're buying the wood and everything and making it now, so.
Do we have a meeting in November?
No.
I didn't think we did.
No,
We
just
have
crap.
Or just
Crap.
December.
Christmas
Yeah,
deal in December.
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Any other business? Whizzing through. Do we have a demo scheduled for next month? Does anybody have an idea for demos for next month?
Y'all,
Don't all yell at once. Somebody, I know she's looking too.
after you retire,
Yeah,
we want you to bring that round thing or something, whatever it was you bought.
yeah, it was a.
Did you ever
circle jig.
figure out how to
Yeah.
use it?
Well, yeah, I screwed it up, but I'll get it fixed up.
That's what good new tools are for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after the first of the year, maybe?
And what is it called?
It's a circle jig.
Oh, neat. Okay. She's
for the
Googling.
stroke saw.
Anybody have anything for next month that you want to see or know about too? Is there anything that you're like, you know, so and so does this really well, or if not, we can have a swap meet. Everybody brings stuff that you don't want anymore, and I'm sure somebody will want it because we've gotten tools before. I remember you brought a bunch of tools, and we were all like, "Oh, we'll take that. We'll take this." You know, swap meets have been fun to bring stuff that you're not using. It's in the way in the shop. You think somebody else could do something with it. So, how do you guys feel about doing a swap meet next month?
That'd be good.
Okay. All right, so try to keep it within, you know, not too crazy big. But, all right, so we'll do a swap meet next month. I might bring
Maybe
some,
we put that in the flyer so we don't forget.
I didn't know y'all ever read my flyers.
Well, your email when you,
I try really hard. I spend my 10-minute, no. It does take me longer than
You type faster than I do if you do it 10 minutes.
that. It would be easier if we had something other than, please bring your brag item. So if y'all get any wild ideas during the month, let me know. And I can add them. Look at David. Or Rockler or
Woodcraft.
Woodcraft, if they have sales that y'all know about because you go, you could let me know and I could put that in there.
Woodcraft's got a 15% off store-wide
oh, for Labor Day?
right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rockler has,
They've got
Like
sales all the time.
yeah, they've got.
And, I'm sorry, Woodcraft?
You plan on it. Fly right out.
They will give you 10% off for just being a member of the club.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if Rockland does the same, I haven't been.
they do.
They do.
You can't double them up.
What?
You can't double it up. I want my 10 and I want my 15.
Can't
Oh.
do that.
Okay, so it's 50% or
15,
15?
50%, we'd all go straight over there right now.
That'll go down.
Especially on what things with motors.
Yes.
Okay, next thing we have is ask the experts. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to put before everyone to figure something out?
I had some, but I thought I'd do it later.
Okay,
If you want.
Well, we were supposed to bring, you didn't read my thing, so we were
I
supposed to
didn't.
bring items that we use.
uh-huh,
So probably our stuff will be done during that segment. That's our demo section.
Well, I do have a hand up though in the back.
I constantly have problems with finishing and making something pop the way everybody else does. Maybe somebody or a group wants to demo something like that here.
You're talking about painting?
No, it's just a standard finish to make it pop.
So what kind of things do you
He's got some right there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, staining would be nice, sure.
But you're just talking about a finish, and you're talking about a high gloss finish?
Well, finish, high gloss, stain, all that.
Oh, that's a good idea, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody wants to volunteer for that.
Well, you've done how to do the finish with the bags before. I remember running at you.
That's me.
That was you?
Oh, wait, well, I brought it to everybody's attention, but I read about it.
Oh, okay. Your stuff is pretty shiny. Do you want to do that demo?
I can, I guess.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah, there we go. It's true. Your stuff is always really shiny.
I like shine.
Okay, hey, we got some stuff done. Thank you for that question. Let's do brag items now. Whoever wants to jump up first.
Good.
Hi there.
I'm not gonna brag on mine.
I've been making the people, I hope you don't want me to pick them all up. They come from these magazines, Jean Bernard Germain, something
He's a
like
French
that.
guy.
Now you do
Yeah.
have to at least pick up one or two because he's got to take your picture. Because he's Eddie now.
So many cameras.
And what magazines are these?
What
The last
size
one
is it,
again.
wood? What-
Oh, it's your.
Well, I take all my scraps and I plane them down to where they're all the same. So it's whatever the thinnest piece I have at the time. You know,
Scrap
so-
that wood.
Yeah, it's basically, I've been making it out of my scraps and stuff.
Probably close to 3/4.
Joanne wants to
Yeah.
write down what the name of the book is. What are the name of the books?
Making wooden people and pets with personalities, and easy to make wooden people and pets with personalities.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, this one's the new one, the easy to make one. First one's pretty easy to make too.
And if you go on the website out there in Frenchland, he's got a bunch of weird looking stuff. I'd never cut it, it's just, wow, I mean,
The dark wood, is that natural or is that stained?
No, it's all natural wood.
So that's the color of that.
I got a bunch of different types of wood in my scrap.
did you put any kind of a stain or a finish in it at all? Just raw wood?
Just a finish, it's, I use, for these I've been using a product called Half and Half. It's tongue oil and I think it's not mineral, but it's
Mineral repair.
orange oil or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Who makes it?
You would ask me that.
I would.
It's there on the shelf at Rockler.
Oh, okay. He told me to come get it.
But it's called Half and Half. It's there with their finishes.
It's nice looking.
Good.
You painted on it, or
I just use a cloth rag and just.
I don't think he
soak
can
the
get
rag
that
and
through
just spray
there.
it down and
Well,
everything.
it's the same size as that.
Well,
Put a
but
heavy
the-
coat on it.
Oh,
so
with the
that I let
angle?
it sit about
Uh-huh.
15, 20 minutes and then I go back and rub it off.
I think he's gonna have to come through this other door.
That's fine. Which door?
I think these chairs are gonna have to come forward.
He needs to come by. We're gonna
Yeah,
take him
can
momentarily.
y'all come forward and let him through here?
I can open this up, I just want.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh, you want,
That's fine.
well, we're impressed. We didn't know that happened.
Never realized it was open like that.
Pretty cool.
Nice going.
Well, I'm impressed. All those came up.
This is not scroll saw, this is for router work. And I brought just a That'd be 1250. See my manager. These things slide back and forth. So you can, and I brought this scrap piece of all kinds of. You can put circles in here, whatever you want. And yes, you can raise it up if you want. I put stock under there. But right now, if the piece is just right, it'll literally glide over these heads very nicely. So I don't have to worry about the router jumping. And obviously, it's adjustable any way you want. Real quick thing, a little bit of math, not so much, but you tighten these things down, and that will not move.
Yeah.
Now, what do you use it for?
Yeah.
When I have to route something that's a small piece,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want to hold that in my hand, I'll just throw it here. Okay.
I still don't understand.
50.
When you have a
So-
router, you have to hold the piece, and you try to route a small piece, it'll move them. You can't put a clamp on it, because it gets in the way, a regular clamp, because it gets in the way of your router.
Even if you use a small router, you gotta hold it and it's
So what I
it's
say
weight on the
is-
bottom of it and
You put a pattern on top, and you just run through the pattern if you do it, or freehand it, I don't know, whichever one you want.
Oh, so in the middle, you take that piece out, you're using that as an example.
Yeah, just an example, you drop me, you
I'm
push these in
slow.
and out, lock them down, so this thing can come, all these different touch points, you can't.
Do I sense a demo?
That's what I'm
Negative goes
thinking.
right
I
there.
sense a demo coming
That's it
near
right
you.
there.
No, that's not it right there.
We'd like you to do a demo.
Get it up there and
There you go.
a little better.
A router's probably the most dangerous tool that I work with outside of planners and stuff like that. It scares the hell out of me.
Routers are dangerous.
It does.
Does it ju-
Chainsaw's the one I think is the most.
It's hard to do. On a-
It's hard to chainsaw that, right?
I'm hesitant to tell you, but I'm working with Scroll Saw Woodworking Crafts. I've submitted something to them. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's never been done in woodworking.
Good.
Another
And
demo.
that's why they want it. Yeah,
That
so
sounds like a demo to me.
He said he won't
I
go.
started to bring the prototypes, but I thought, nah. Nah. But they may end up rejecting, I don't know, but they sounded very, very confident. They sent me all the material, and I have to get to a professional photographer to take the picture, blah, blah, blah. Give them some text, and they happen to write their own text, whether it's true about me or not. So, anyway.
What magazine is that with?
Scroll Saw Woodworking Crafts. And since I have all of them and others, Scroll Saw books, I've gone through over 44,000 pages, and it ain't there.
So did they say how long it might be before it appears in the magazine? Because Bobby, that designs, crosses and all that, he just put something in and it took him a year to put it in. And it's like, of course, it wasn't something new. I mean, it was a cross, that he had designed, and they'd worked with him before, so they just kept putting him off.
My lateral view is that I have beautiful hearts that I've cut, crosses, cats, dogs, picture of a train, and all this fits in the palm of your hand. I can't say anymore, I tell you.
Little bitty stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
I call it, when there's a heart only and a cross either front or back, I call it 360 by 365. You'll figure it out.
Cool. I look forward to seeing it.
Now, that may be why you do a demo, because we can't figure it out.
I'd be glad with the demo on that one right there. That would be good.
It's going to be really simple to make, and the sky is the limit as to what you want to put.
Well, if it's that simple to make, then you can make it right here, sure, buddy.
After it's
Keep
secured.
talking.
Let's see.
I
Okay.
guess that each one of you can make this left-handed.
I got some that fits in a 1-inch cube.
Mine, depending upon the names. On the left side, there will be a name. On the right side, there will be a name. And on the back, left and right, there could be different names. Yeah, just about as vague as I can make it. But,
All right.
Very
the
mysterious.
letters are on the front and the back, which I cut. Thank you, Steve Good. That takes more time than actually making it. The pieces are simple. I keep trying to refine it from one touch point to two. Anyway, it's consuming me at home.
Well, that's what
That's
hobbies
good.
are for.
Yes, it is.
You
All
know,
right.
I wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh.
I wake up in the middle of the night and think of all the things I ought to do. And then our motion light outside comes on. And I think, maybe I don't want to go out in the middle of the night. So I don't know what's turned that motion light on. Okay, this is a Hutchison. What was his first name? Rick Hutchison, that used to be with Saw. I think he's deceased now. His cross, made it out of cherry. And I think, if I remember right, I reduced the size of this. I think it's a lot bigger.
How long did that take you?
2 hours. How many books?
How many books, I listen to books on tape. Probably about 4 hours.
4 hours?
Well, I've cut it quite a few times.
Oh, I was gonna say, it'd probably take me 4 months.
You didn't say you double stacked it, so I.
Yeah. Okay, this is a Steve Good pattern that was great big. And I reduced the size to ornaments. And used your idea to buy paper to put behind it. But that starts a whole different
Yes, it does.
thing. Instead of just painting it and spraying that
Uh-huh.
silver on it.
What, paper's what you got back on?
Uh-huh. Well, I have,
Another backer on it.
yeah, I have a backer on it.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Now, when you put the paper, do you put it before you cut the pattern and then cut it? And
I
then
cut the inside pieces and then I put the backers on it with
with the paper? Okay. And then you cut the
And I
outside?
found that you can like put your thing, glue your paper on
Mm-hmm.
and then cut pieces and put it on top of that and then go around the outside of it. And it does it a lot better than trying to do it separately.
Okay.
Okay, this is a Steve Good pattern. And I didn't put the holes, Kenneth put the holes in it for me. And I kept saying, I need the holes bigger so they'd be loose enough instead of tight. And this is made out of wood. I have no idea. I've had this board forever. I had to cut these about 3 times because there was wormholes in it. I think it was Herm wood.
Wow.
And for y'all that don't know, Herm was a guy that used to bring us wood from Oklahoma. So we never knew what kind of wood it was.
Cabinet shop.
Yeah, head cabinet.
Yeah.
Hell is cut off.
Is this something that you're going to sell?
Huh?
Is this something you're going to sell? I don't
Yes.
sell anything, so I.
Everything I sell, yes.
What might you price that for?
Probably 30,
Really?
something like that.
That's pretty cheap.
That's very cheap.
Well, it doesn't take very long to make that stuff.
Doesn't matter.
All of
Doesn't
it is
matter.
free.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, you gotta look at your talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What's a
you know,
yellow?
I don't sell in North Dallas. I sell in the country. Okay, and this is maybe a Steve Good. No, it's not a Steve Good pattern. I do military stuff because I had my items in a store in Goldthwaite, which is close to Fort Hood, what used to be Fort Hood. And I can sell military stuff down there. So,
Marines, Fort Hood. Isn't that a
you know
Marine
what's
base?
the big seller? Navy. Around here even.
Yeah.
But see, we have the joint base. Yeah, we have the joint base, has all of them in it here in Fort Worth
Okay.
You
area.
got some very intricate cuts in that. Very,
In this,
yes.
yeah, it's fairly easy to cut.
Was that the one? Yeah.
And I get I do 3 of them at a time.
Oh, that,
Stack that.
that one's the one that.
This takes longer than the other military ones that I do but I like it's just different after I've cut that other one so long.
Yeah, there's some cuts where you got not a whole lot left to hold the wood on.
And I've done the normal size plaques out of that, for that, out of the cherry.
Senior center I go to, they have a Veterans Day at Black Rifle, gives them coffee for it. There's a lot of Navy guys that there.
I guess it's from the Joint Base. I don't know.
Could be.
Because, of course, years ago, we had Navy, Army base, Air Force base, all in this area. So,
John, where do you get your cherry?
Robinson's. Yeah. And if you go in now, that loudmouth guy that was that I loved, he was very outgoing, that was in the warehouse, he's no longer that real quiet man, the little thin man, is the only one in there, and then I went in, I didn't see anybody, I was making noise, finally he stood up and went, he doesn't talk. Mhm.
Are you talking about Rufus or
Which one, I don't know their names, which one's the loud one?
I guess they're both kind of, Curtis is probably a little bit louder than Rufus.
And I think he
Rufus is
quit.
a tall guy, tall skinny guy.
Yes, that hardly talks.
Yeah, he doesn't say
I
a
mean,
lot.
you have to really work to get him to say anything.
Well, it depends on if you grease his palm once in a while, so.
Oh,
See, I get bigger pieces than most of y'all get, and so it takes a little extra effort on their part, so about every fourth time I go there, I grease their palm a little bit.
well, that's a good idea. I mean,
It works for me. I get a hug out of it too, so.
not from the thin guy, you don't.
Oh, I do. I get a hug from all them guys.
Well, the talkative one, the kind of wild
Wild
one.
kind, yeah. I
Uh-huh.
forget what his name is.
My girlfriend went with me, he said, I've known her for 10 years. And she said, well, I've known her for 60 years. He said, whoa, you beat me.
You want to go ahead?
No. I'm not proud, I'm just,
I had not
I haven't been doing much.
given them tips.
I just don't see anything or didn't see anything, so I made a couple of the Grinches.
Yeah, those are kind of cute. So,
You gonna paint them?
Yes.
I assume
They're-
green.
Huh?
I assume green.
Yes. Red and white, yellow eyes.
What kind of paint might you use?
Acrylic. Yeah. And I seen some owls, little owls. They were made out of some material or something. I said, well, I'll try and carve a couple of them. So they're not done yet. They'll look better once they're painted. Hopefully.
They're cute.
I guess I'm it.
Have you been working on Christmas stuff?
I haven't been working on hardly anything. I haven't even been going carving. I've been going on Mondays a little bit for a little bit. I've carved, that's when I carved them, but I don't know, and then one of them moves to where I just don't see anything I wanna do, and
I can understand that feeling. You've done something myself.
That's when usually it's good to go to a museum and just look at art and get inspired. It just, I don't know, for me, if I go to a museum and hang out, it just recharges me. And it doesn't have to do anything with wood or anything like that. It's just seeing other people's art.
I was trying to figure out something I could teach at one of these carving meetings. And so I had done a relief carving. And this is some that I had done earlier. They call this my Halloween suite. So,
what do they call the one that's protruding?
It's still a relief carving,
Fill relief?
yeah.
Okay.
Relief is that it's considered to be like 2.5 dimensions instead of 3 dimensions. So these dimensions are realistic, but the depth is different. And so that's what makes it a relief.
I didn't know if they had another name.
And it's just one piece of wood, right? You're not gluing, it's just one piece of wood, you're
This
not
is one
gluing
piece of
stuff
wood.
on. Yeah,
It's all
so it's
carved out.
harder. Isn't it harder?
It's not that hard. What you're trying to do is, like with this one, you're trying to set up, I should have brought the one that, I have one that's already done, it's complete. This is just pretty much carved, but I got a little work to do yet. You've got to think about what is still most the furthest close to you, the furthest away, and kind of do it in layers when you think about carving it. I don't know if somebody wants to do this. There's usually at these shows, there's somebody who's doing relief carving.
So is that frame also part of the relief?
Yes.
How do you get the below the picture so smooth?
Just sandpaper.
Whoa, I'm impressed.
That one's cute. I like that witch. That
Um,
witch is cute.
Isn't
That was
cute?
part of the problem. There's lots of different kinds of routers, as you
Look at
say.
that.
There's
Oh,
a
no.
Dremel router, and the thing is set on. The trouble with a router is you have to have something that's, you have to have a plane to get it
I
on.
tried to do a relief one,
And
and
then you
it's
have
in the garage.
to do it. So
And it's
when I
20
did
I'd have to
these,
do,
I did use a
I'd
router
have to do
some.
this separate and
But
stick it on.
what I would do is, I couldn't control it as easy as I thought.
I think it's
So,
beautiful.
I
I like that better than these track ones.
I actually
gorgeous.
carved in
Isn't that
here
cute?
with these straight lines. And so that the material I removed was not close. Well, it was at least a 1/4 inch away from what I had on the end. So, I've seen other people do it and carve up to the line. But when you got a router moving at the speed it moves, if you make just a slight mistake,
Yeah, yeah.
it'll eat it up in a hurry.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that, I haven't decided that I'm going to do it now. As a teaching deal, at the shows, they get kind of funny about creating dust. So if you got sanding, or you got routers, or you got even rotary tools, power tools, they're kind of fussy.
Yeah, but it's making the sanding in the building.
Yeah, that's what they're worried. It's not you they're trying to protect.
About you.
They don't care about you, it's the other guys over there. But anyway, you can do it. They usually do have power carving classes, so you just have to locate with them to do it. Along that line, I kind of got roped into one of the ladies that I met her at another show I went to in Mineola, and she was in charge of the North Texas wood carvers instructors and the courses, and she talked me into doing something. So I have submitted something to carve, to teach carving these, actually,
Wait for the photo.
three different things. Okay, I have offered to teach these before, and I had an example of this one, but unfortunately I sold it. So I'm in the process. Now, what somebody starts with to do, say this one, is like a kit. It's got the wings in it, it's got a tail, and it's got the main piece. And so the first thing you have to do is actually draw the outline of it, so that you know where to cut, and start with the center line. So I've got to carve some more, just to have some examples. These, I actually have written a book on how to do these. It's not a fancy book. I don't sell it anywhere other than if I go someplace. But the technique I use when carving, when you carve, you have to draw lines. And if you're not careful, you cut your lines off. And so you have to redraw it, and you have to redraw it, and that's not a good idea. A lot of people do quite well with it, but I prefer, it's a little slower, but I carve in such a way that I never remove my line. Oh, that's a strange watch. I hadn't seen that. But anyway, to carve this, you have a tail and an A and just a small block. That's what it starts out with. And this one is kind of a strange looking block, but it's carved out with a chain, not a chainsaw.
Chainsaw. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Bandsaw, sorry. Okay, so that's in carving. Now, I've been lately trying to do some scroll saw work. And this one is the last two.
That's
I think.
pretty.
Okay. So the back of them is, I picked up something at Hobby Lobby, at these black cardboard, they're not cardboard, foam board or something. And they're not expensive, but it's like what you're doing when you show on your out. Instead of paper, it's this board. Now, the one thing that's limiting with that is that this makes it thicker than it fits in a frame.
Yeah.
So you have to have a special frame if you're going to put it in a frame. This one was another one I had done this month and completed. So I completed these two this month.
Yeah, my grandson and his girlfriend would love those.
Yeah, well, the thing that's kind of funny to me is if you make something that's a dog, it has to be the person's breed. If you don't have one that's a person breed, they will not touch it. If you do cats, they don't seem to care.
And that is the truth,
Could
isn't
be
it?
gray, yellow, black, don't make any difference, they still like them.
I know, isn't that
So
weird?
I made some cats. I'm not particularly a cat person.
But there's such good pictures of cats. I mean, and
Well, I think this one's kind of interesting with a cat put his paw out like it's a curious cat.
oh, I like that. Yeah.
I actually I stack cut these and made two at a time. I guess I could have made three, but that would be kind of hard. But there are problems with stack cuts. This one is a process, item in completion. I had, when we did the demonstration over at Woodcraft, I had some of these prepared, a couple of them. And so one of the cats, I think the first cat I did there, or mostly, with my son's help. But when I stack cut them, I taped it on both sides. Now there's several things that kind of interesting to me. One is that, and in fact I'd like to have people talk about what they do. I have had trouble before turning the card, keeping up and making sure I stay in the lines if I want to.
But remember, if it's front cut, a lot of times, you can go right back into your line and nobody knows the difference.
That's true.
It's not like,
He's the only one that knows them.
yeah, yeah.
The pattern's gone.
Well, that's true, and this will be too. And I don't know if you know, but I didn't cut exactly along the bottom of the pattern on this one, but I'll talk about that in just a second. But a couple of things happened. When I got tape on the back and I cut it, I don't know if you can see, but the tape still hangs on, and it flips over, and the back of it's kind of sticky. So it makes it a little nuisance as you try to cut it out, and it's not sliding as well as you expect it to.
Okay, do you want me to tell you what I do to
What do you
stack
do?
cut? I cut the wood originally larger than the item,
Okay.
and then I hot glue it around.
Well, it's not the edges I'm talking about. I'm talking about,
Well, but that leaves your wood,
Why do you tape the back?
yeah, why,
Why do you tape the back?
well, I think that at least the idea of taping the back was, one, to hold it together no matter how I cut it. The other is, the blade going through it can push the wood out, and this helps to stop.
If you use the double wind, it cleans the back pretty good.
Well,
What do you
I
call
haven't.
it?
This was just a regular blade.
anyway, I hot glue it. But I've got a bigger, I don't have it cut
But
out.
you don't have any tape on the back or anything.
Occasionally, sometimes I'll put shelf paper. It's the clear shelf paper,
You stick on it? Well, this
but I
comes
still
off-
hot glue.
This comes off and it's kind of neat, but,
But it's just another way, I mean,
but if you see, when you cut and something's through, the tape doesn't get all the way cut off. So I tried cutting those off when I got it out, and that doesn't seem to work too well. Then I finally just started pushing them down, so they were inside and it didn't bother me.
Just never tape the
And it
back.
wasn't ever that hard that I couldn't move it.
but
like
you're
I wanted
working
to.
way too hard for this.
Yeah.
Why?
You should be able to just go around the edge with like 2-inch tape and go along, and that'll hold it fine. It
Well,
does for me anyway. Never.
What?
And then if you, because you want more support for the little pieces is what I'm hearing. What I do is we have Scotch tape right there and we put it on the top. Like if I want to support something, because I think it's a little frail, I put the Scotch tape right on top of my pattern.
well, I had one of those machines that produce patterns, and you just stick it directly on the wood. However, if you want to do that on something you're cutting out, you need repositional paper, and they quit selling it. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, they're still backstocked on that one.
They're not backstop, they don't have it.
They're not doing it at all anymore?
I don't know, don't look at me, I don't use it, I use
When we
spray.
had COVID, somehow or another,
Yeah.
one of their ingredients that they used to make that tape, or that glue, was no longer available. And so they haven't found a substitute that they like. I found it listed in in fact, I found it listed in a magazine, at a website that they had. I ordered it, it came in permanent. So this is permanent tape. And so I put the tape on it because I can remove the tape. I can't necessarily remove the pattern.
If
So that's why that was.
if you take clear shelf paper and put it on the front, and then stick that to it, it'll come off real easy.
Well, I tried that. In fact, I had some clear paper with one of my first examples, and I didn't have luck with it. That paper, the clear tape, clear shelf paper, didn't stick on there very well.
But if you get sanded and wipe it down good where it's, doesn't have any dust on it, it'll stay on.
Well,
I never had a
I just
problem
hadn't
with
had
it.
luck, and so I tried this. And, this works. The other thing that, like what you're saying, this is kind of a deceptional pattern. It looks fairly easy. It's got big stuff that you remove, and you can cut it out with not too much trouble. But when you get into, there's a big black spot. It was all the way up through here and all the way down here. That's just what, just get on and cut that out. Then you look at it, it has lines that are less than 1/4 inch. And you're supposed to hold wood together on something that's less than 1/4 inch? I don't think so, like you can look here.
See, that you probably should have cut out first. But yes, okay, when I do, because I've done some cats for my grandson, that's a great big face and it's real, I've got it to where I do this section and then I do this section and then I do this section, and I've still got pieces left up here to hold.
Oh, okay.
When you
Well,
stack
that was one of the things.
But like this,
This thing,
You
this
don't
piece
need to
right here,
break.
I add,
held on by all of just that.
okay, you know what? I would just cut it the way you've got it right now when you do, because otherwise you're cutting way up into here. I'd leave it just like you had that. When, well, see this dark, that's really supposed to be cut out, but look how thin that is.
I can't do that.
So I would just leave it like it is, but I would cut that out, one of the last things to cut out.
Well, this is all I've got left, is this one piece.
Well, but I would do
It has-
that last because it's so fragile.
The trouble with doing it last is that's pretty fragile.
Well,
Get down into here, the only thing holding this piece on is just that little piece right there.
okay, then just leave that, go all the way down to where you have two pieces there. It wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So what you do, Sid, is modify the pattern
Yeah.
to get rid of any crummy piece.
And add to, add to the length right here to where it's holding part of that on. And you can add, like you did a little thicker here. I do that too.
When you start cutting too, I've taken clear tape and put it underneath and to hold these two together so they don't do that when you're sawing.
Uh-huh.
Well,
When you're stack cutting.
it is true that you want as much holding it to do. So you wouldn't want to cut this side. You wouldn't want to cut this side over here. But you can't not cut both sides of this one, and it's hanging loose.
Well, but if you cut, these are more delicate.
Yeah.
Cut that first, then one of the last things cut on it, come up through here. I mean, like you may cut the rest of this out.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, come up through here and leave that thick like you have it.
Yeah, you can thicken it up
Perfect.
and it won't,
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
the only way I could think. I didn't
Yeah.
know anybody did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You
yes,
put something in the
yes.
back of it to hold it until you get it done or something? Now,
It depends. I mean, this thing I've got is a cat face that I haven't finished because I hadn't, I've got to make sure my frame's gonna be good for it. But I've left little bitty pieces all over it, holding pieces, and yes, I put tape on the back. Even though, I mean, gradually as I start to cut it, or as I finish to hold it,
Doing Scotch tape?
yeah. Well, I use the bigger tape.
Oh, okay.
But I've also got the thin paper on the back, so it doesn't stick to my actual wood. It's-
Well, I have, okay, the other issue that, like I said, I had some trouble turning in the past. What I did was to slow the machine down as low as it would go, and that seems to work. How fast do you cut yours?
About medium. I can't, my machines seem to vibrate whenever I get it too slow.
Well, they do.
I mean, all my machines, there's a happy spot in there. Like if it's a little too slow, it'll start vibrating. When it's just a little bit more, it's smoother. And every machine's different.
It's a lot harder to turn if you're going fast and not go where you don't want to go.
That's right.
And so I ended up slowing it down, but there is some cases where I had, as the blade goes through and came back up, that it would catch the bottom of the piece.
Do you
If I wasn't holding it down tightly, it could jump.
Well, and I put my fingers on those
Well, I
pieces
try
like
to do
this.
This, as I move, I might take one hand off and then I get in trouble. But
Are you using reverse tooth?
nope, these are all straight blades, PL5, I think is what I was using.
Oh, okay.
they shouldn't try and pick it up then, because they're cutting down
Well, they still got,
on a reverse.
they're pretty
Sometimes-
sharp little teeth. It
Yeah.
does make a difference. I put one blade in on one of these things, upside
Okay.
down,
Maybe you're
And
feeding
it
too
makes a
fast.
difference.
Yeah, it did.
But I add to, or I will set up to where I don't go around like that piece at the bottom. I said, just let that stay at the take that on down to the bottom for extra security.
Yeah, well, that's, there's a lot of places on this that has got very thin support,
Yeah, yeah.
and that bothers me. I'm not sure I'll do it very well, but I'll try.
You will, and you're the only one that will know
Well,
that is not exactly correct. I mean,
well, if it doesn't look
It
like.
looks like John
It doesn't
Wayne.
look like John Wayne when I get through. I just call it somebody, that's somebody else.
Plus, if you want to make sure that it fits in the frame, besides doing the big thick stuff, go to where all the scrapbookers are, that section where all the scrapbooking people are, and they have thin, beautifully black paper.
uh-huh.
So just straight paper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would make it thinner, but just the thickness of the wood usually fakes the
It's a
frames up.
problem, yeah.
So you still need a modified frame that's deeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
I put one of them in a frame, but anyway.
When you go to cut out that large section, you're gonna take it out in pieces, aren't you? Not
Well,
put the whole
this
section
large
in one?
this large section actually went all the way up here, out through here and over there. So I cut it off in pieces. So I
Yeah.
separated out this, and then I took this piece out, and I'll be taking these out.
Yeah.
But, as she was pointing out, this thing down here won't hold itself because it's just I don't know, what is it, 1/8 of an inch? And this plywood, and that was one of the other problems I had.
So is that one piece?
That's
This-
three. You stop cutting,
Plywood,
or two.
the top pieces will tend to come off, a piece of it.
It depends on, yeah.
And I
Depends
don't
on
know,
the
is there a
grade.
special plywood you have to buy to do better?
I
than
use
that?
MDF.
Oh, so you're not doing it in wood?
No, that's the middle is
Yeah, the
MDF,
middle
it's
of
got
it,
oak
MDF.
on, like her medallion for the Marines.
Yeah.
That's oak on the outside, top and bottom veneer, the inside's MDF.
And it's a lot
The
hard.
oak won't come off?
Every once in a while, you'll get a piece that does, but not very often.
Yeah, it pretty much holds it.
So, okay, look at those, the
And-
Santa and the other are both
I guess
MDF.
somebody else noticed, and I might as well. These two pieces reverse of each other. And the reason that they reverse of each other is I actually cut them out this way.
Oh, okay.
And the top that
Well,
was not
hell's bells, I
supported,
never thought of that.
That's
the top
cool.
that's not supported, I would have some fraying in the deal, in the,
Minwax makes a wood hardener that, if you're gonna just leave a natural finish on that and not stain it or something, you can put this wood hardener on it. It's just a clear liquid, smells. But, you spread that over, let it dry, and you can actually sand it a little bit to make it back slick smooth. But, it stopped that from the surface,
yeah.
the veneer peeling up, it stops that.
Well, since I had some veneer peeling up, I just decided to take the two pieces that were facing each other
And sandwich, yeah.
and use those. And they had much less of that going on than I had on either one of these sides. So, I wouldn't mind a demo of somebody talking how they use their saw. Do they wax the table? Do they do anything special to make them easy to use?
I do waxing. I do it with wax paper all the time. I'll
So
sit there
I
and
still
just
think
run it
there's a
over
lot
it.
of- these are all experts, everybody but me, on the saw.
Someone's got to hand
Russ
it.
is,
I've used the coping saw a lot because again, the speed just tears stuff up. And then I went to a jeweler saw because I do silversmithing. So I got that gear. I can cut very slowly and not break a damn thing. But you can't have hands like this.
that would be,
Which my uncle had. And he did. He
But
taught me. But when he got to doing what he was doing, his hand was stiff, and he put out quality work.
So you're saying you didn't use your,
I did not use my
scroll saw, you
I
used a
did for
hand
the
saw?
big pieces, but for the small stuff, I went to the jeweler saw. Little tiny drill holes, because I got all the damn blades, but that little one just come right in there.
Well, I've
It
got,
takes longer, but I get a quality piece. But as I said, I gave everything away.
well, I've never considered a jeweler saw.
You know, in scroll saw crafts, they have,
He's suggesting a
swordfish.
demo on
It was a
how
puzzle
to
piece.
maintain
It was,
yourself.
you know, if you cut the pattern, it was 26 inches long. And when I brought mine in, they were like, how'd you do that? Well, I turned the blade backwards in the saw because nobody told me I could. I had to stand like this, but I'm flexible enough I could do that. But I literally did it from the back.
Okay, that's it. But anyway, I think there's, the speed that you use the saw at, we've had people talk about blades, but general use of the saw would be useful. 'Cause all of you have different tricks.
Teeth per inch makes a
Yes,
difference.
that you do to make it easier or cleaner or cut better or whatever. If somebody can do it, I'm not the one to do it because I'm still experimenting. The slow cut was better for me. That's probably too slow though.
Well, it depends on your saw. What saw do you have?
I have the.
I should know that.
Oh, I should know too, and I can't think of it right now. The one that Ray over at the saw place. he
Seiko?
modified.
Seiko Excalibur.
Excalibur.
It really depends on the saw. I have 3 saws. I have a Seiko, I have a Hegner, which I would, I could never get rid of the Hegner. And I bought from a guy that was trying to just sell a saw, and it's the Delta, which is the DeWalt made over. I love that machine. I see why Clark, that used to be our president, he swore by the DeWalt, swore by it, and I see why. I mean, I can get, but I've started using a different blade other than the PL5, but I had those too.
Well,
And it depends on what project and what wood and what this and what that, and then,
well, on my Excalibur, at least, I don't know that anybody else has any problems with it. When you remove the blade that you've had tension on, and you're going to put in a new blade, there's 2 things. One, I think I discovered, maybe everybody knew about it and I just didn't. I sanded the ends of the blade, and then on the top, I can enter from the top or bottom. It's different than some others. So I put the blade in the top, but I think I was pushing the blade too far up.
see, and that's the one thing I did not like about the Excalibur and the Seiko both. They're the same thing. Is there's no stop on that blade on the top.
So
You have to gauge
yeah.
where to put that.
So
Whereas on the one-out Delta, it has a stop. I mean, you can see it a lot plainer. It's a whole lot easier to put that blade in.
Well, it's not hard, but it took a learning to
Yes.
to not stick it all the way up in the front.
Yes.
Because then when you get to the bottom,
It's too short.
It's shorter, not, at least not as long as you'd like. The other thing, the blade on top, the arm on the top that holds the blade, when it's not tension, it rises just a little bit. So maybe 1/4 inch or something like that, I don't know, not a lot. But that creates slack in your blade. And for a while, I was removing that slack by tightening the knob on the back. But what I'm doing now is I've got a couple of claw hammers. And when I get ready to put a new blade in, I put the front blade in, but then when I get ready to connect the bottom blade, I put the hammers on the top, and it presses it down enough so I don't have that extra distance.
Well, I have to redo, no matter what saw I'm using, if I'm working with real hardwood, a lot of times I'll have to redo the tension in the middle of my sawing. Because the
You just have a knob that
hardwood,
tightens it.
huh?
You just have a knob that tightens it.
Well, I'll have to loosen it and pull the tension out and retighten up the top.
You don't have like the
No, that
Excalibur
is-
has that knob at the back and you can just turn that.
See, and I don't like that. I've screwed that up. I've had a Excalibur and a Seiko.
Yeah.
And it's the tension on those saws that is not a good, there's something wrong with their making them.
I was just wondering what people did, and cutting it real slow, I think I improved my cuts, but still.
Well, and everybody has to find what they do, and on every piece of wood, it might be different.
Oh.
And that's the trouble.
I want an answer, I don't know.
Like I've got some hickory, well, that's cut a lot different than this lightweights. You know, like if I cut pine, it's gonna be a lot easier to cut than that hickory.
And you never want to cut bamboo because it'll
Why?
take, oh my God,
Bamboo's tough?
it is so hard. It is so hard to cut.
The guys at Robinson, when I got that hickory, went, you don't want this. You do not want this. Well, finally, I use a Polar 5 on it. And I have to clean up the back more with the Polar 5s, but it cuts right through that hickory. And I asked them the last time I was in Robinson's, y'all still sell hickory? Because I bought a huge bowl for like $15, and it's beautiful when you finish it. And he went, yeah, we do. Why do you want that? I said, because I figured out how to cut it.
Yeah.
But yes, so there's not a one answer for all of it.
Well, if people have special techniques or what they're doing, how they use their saw, how they maintain it, how often they buy new pieces, like the holders, people buy the blade holders.
See, and every, depends on what you cut. But,
If there's any way to impart wisdom, I would appreciate it.
Well, we could, because that's a good ask the experts with, when Faye's here, because she has all of them. She has all of them, and she takes care of them herself, and she's very hands-on, and will give
Well,
you
I know
some
you
tips and
have your
tricks.
husband that's a good mechanical.
my
She's like,
hands-on is,
She has somebody.
the Delta, when I bought it, it had a light on it. Well, the light burned out. I couldn't even, I have small hands. I could not even get my hands in there. I kept thinking, do I have a tool that I can do that with? And finally, I had to ask Kenneth, and he had something that he could get up and do with it. It's like, I can't even unscrew the light bulb.
I think he's a jewel, you better keep him.
Well, 57 years, we're stuck.
I've got a question. I don't know how many do bandsaw work, but if you've ever broken a bandsaw blade, have you welded it back?
No.
No.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Wow.
How do you if you weld it back, how do you keep that from affecting your cuts?
Grind it.
You grind it to where it-
That's how they put them together originally, is they're welded.
Really?
Yeah, but they're welded in a special.
Oh, I've got a welder next door. Maybe
I have
Kenneth
tried to
could
do that
ask
and
him.
Then brandish it down, and a person without the right equipment can't get it flat.
Has anybody ever spliced film? You got to.
Yeah, I've done that.
That's what I use, so I can
Yeah.
get very, very level pieces. You don't want
Lord.
that to be high and low. The reason I'm asking is because I'm designing scroll saw blades, and I'm trying to weld them into a circle so I can make a bandsaw looking device. The motor's here, got 3 6-inch wheels that goes
What?
around.
Well, doesn't Hegner have a combination?
It was
Didn't they have one for a while? Do they still?
Pegasus.
Who got a scroll saw, bandsaw, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it Pegasus or is it Hegner?
Pegasus, yeah.
That's a bandsaw. He's talking about, remember the old one used to have, had the three-wheeled bandsaw?
It's like you have on a grinder,
Yeah, so you have a deeper throat.
like a
So it
one
went to
by,
third wheels that gave you more depth in your throat for your
Like-
bandsaw.
I do so much small stuff, 8.5 by 11,
Mhm.
that I want my table to be completely flat, and I want my motor to be underneath it, so I don't have this great big monstrosity. The scroll saw I'm gonna build will be small.
well, there's a grinder that's a 1x20 sandpaper, and they have a whole lot of different blades. Now, I haven't seen one that's like a scroll saw, like a band
I'm
blade,
just gonna
but
weld a whole bunch of them together in a circle. Once they get
the device you're talking about has 3 wheels and has an idler wheel that you put tension on the blade
That's
with.
what I'm working on, this attention, I gotta get that done.
So
But once I
it's-
get that done, I'm gonna go through all my blades and just make them all circles.
Well, but then you can't get in and do your fretwork.
That's true.
You wouldn't have to do that, just buy the blades for the scrolling bandsaw that Pegasus makes.
I love Pegasus. If you've ever done a bandsaw on that, you won't go back to anything else. I mean, it is sweet. The bandsaw boxes I brought in before, if you saw those, if you look at, you can see when I cut them at the wall, the lack of wood, the curve is gone. You look at the Pegasus, it's like, wow. If I had to do over again, I wouldn't have bought what I bought. I'm gonna sell those two and get me a Pegasus. Now, it's only, that tall, but I'm not making things anymore that are really tall.
Well, I guess I've probably talked long enough. These are just some little characters, and I'm gonna be making some more of these.
Those are really cute.
Yeah. This is the idea, like, this is kind of a schnauzer, looks like a schnauzer.
Isn't that cute?
But
That is
You have
cute.
to have somebody that has a schnauzer that would want the dog.
Oh, he wants a picture. Gotta hold it up with a picture.
Some people like rabbits.
Yeah, picture.
You didn't
Who, you?
You say
You
it.
said you had you like rhinos?
Now,
He needs pictures of you holding your stuff that you were showing.
Oh, got it.
Okay, but anyway,
The other two. The other two.
I need to learn more. I'm
Can you
learning
show off the other
slowly.
two? We're all asking for the other two.
David, every project I do is kind of a learning curve. And
Yeah.
okay, the MDF I buy is a grade B because and I can get 3 at a time. Okay, pretty detailed. I know they gave me grade A one time. I could barely get 2 out of it. I fought, and those are those big sheets.
Right.
And I used those, and I was cussing the whole time
Are you
because I
saying you
could.
couldn't double stack it or triple stack it? When you say you only got 2, I don't,
Double stacking instead of triple.
okay.
See, when I cut my ornaments, I cut 3 at a time. If I have a grade B, it's good on front and back. Grade A looks just like it, except it's so hard. I don't know what they do to it. Do y'all know?
It's a different MDF inside, different grade MDF.
It's horrible. I mean, for what I do, it's way too hard to work with.
Probably has to do with the glue. That's
Yeah, probably so. I mean, I just cussed it the whole way. And, those sheets are big. It takes a lot of cutting the ornament.
When I did mine, you see how,
Back up something you said, you said
look
you're always
bigger, I made
adjusting
that.
the tension on
You
your
made
Excalibur.
something up here.
right here,
I
what I'm
never
talking
touched
about.
mine.
See how thick it is right
Well,
there?
I
thickened it up a
didn't-
You
little
just
bit.
dropped this.
I couldn't, do not like tension
Well,
on
I've done that on
Excalibur or
some
Seco,
here.
and they're the exact same
I
machine.
know, but I've never.
I need to take mine in and have it
And I might have
adjusted or
left-
something.
I just never had.
I might have changed that up a little bit,
Well,
so I didn't have
obviously-
all that stuff hanging out there.
So you just didn't.
And it may be because
Yes.
I like
Well, she makes the choices. I can make it just come down.
Hegner and, but
It's much bigger.
Yeah.
that, what did I tell
So
you?
you can make that
was-
bigger and it won't show.
Excalibur, what?
No, the other
It
saw
was-
that I have, I always want to say Stanley.
Now,
Huh?
one other thing,
Delta. I
people are
love
talking
it.
about
Love it.
taking the shelf up
And
and
it's
putting
like,
them
except,
on,
you
and
know
then put the
what?
pattern up.
Raising
Now,
that
the one time I
arm,
tried it is, did you have
And
a particular
my
type of
arm,
shelf?
my arm gets to hurting.
It was a,
Well, my
It's
caliber,
I don't know, I buy it at Walmart, it's a clear,
it was a clear Walmart
Down, I've got
weight
weight on
ball,
it.
and it did not stick on the crack.
So there's no
So you're saying I should sand it, blow it off, and sand it, blow it
I'd
off?
sand it real good and then wipe it down real good and it don't come off.
Well, I'll have to try it again.
I use a full
It's
sheet,
like
eight
it's
half of
supposed to
the
be air. You don't have
shipping
to
label,
raise it up, you
get
have
it
to
from
keep
the
the tension
Walmart,
tight in
from
front of it, so it
Amazon,
stay up.
$9.99 for 100 sheets.
It's where I leave
Take
it,
my
where
pattern
it
from
stay.
Steve Good, copy
You're
it,
so
put it
good.
on
No.
Inkscape, make all the lines red.
Kenneth might choke me if I ask him to
Peel
do
it off,
more.
stick it on,
But-
glue up, clean and all that stuff, sticks great.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of, you know,
Chain, hold it.
all of this
So we
stuff
didn't
had
have to hold it.
green tape on both sides.
Do it yourself.
The tape, it worked. I
This is
didn't
with
have
a
any real
hook.
problem
That's why we
with it.
use the
But the worst solution
slider
was
wheels.
that I
Just tell your husband I need a chain right here with a hook.
It's the weight of it.
Well, you don't see them, you just see the cobwebs.
They're somewhere.
Sorry,
Oh, well, yeah.
All right. Oh, no, that's fine.
Screw with a nut on it up there, I think the whole
Okay.
tension on that arm.
Is that it?
I think that's it. I think we've seen everybody's stuff.
If you get it too loose.
So now's the
you can't
demo?
go on or you can't
Okay.
twist it up and it'll stay up.
I'm gonna show y'all.
Demo time.
Harmon, do you wanna show yours first? Well, Cynthia's the one that really wanted your stuff. So you may have to get down there and see what he
Okay,
does.
I'll see.
I thought you were trying to show us something.
Show us a snack. Yeah.
This is so little.
Where did I get them? I got some magnets. I think I got some at Harbor Freight, and I got some at,
Oh, you know what? I didn't bring the very thing I meant to. Oh, well. I'll describe it. Y'all know what it is.
We'll wait till she's done. Who's going first? Who wants to go first? You can go first.
It don't
Yeah.
matter.
Okay,
Got my stuff out here.
all right.
Now, Harmon, the other people can't see it.
Well.
You can stand this way or-
I'm gonna stand up here, but I'm gonna put it up here so she can see it.
Okay.
Okay, what?
You were wanting to see how he put that in instead of just being on top like I put them
Yeah.
in.
I've got two different size magnets that I use. One of them is 3/8 inch, and the other is 5/16. They're both rare earth magnets. This is the 3/8 and the 5/16. When I use 3/8, I do one magnet. The 5/16, I do two. I do a stack, 5 or 6 at a time, and when I'm doing the 3/8, I use a Forstner bit, and I just drill all the way through the whole stack, and same thing with the 5/16, but I use I don't have a Forstner that's 5/16. I have a brad point that I use for that. And what I do, then I take the magnets and I put them, one, lay them down first, and then I slide off the top one, put it on a flat surface. I put glue inside the hole all the way around, and then I just take it and press it down, and it leaves it flush on the bottom side. And these, my plywood that I use for my backer, it's thicker than my magnet, but when I press it down, it pushes the glue up, and the glue's on the top side. So whenever I'm I cut my, whatever, this one is a pattern for my, weenie dog that, I cut them out of, another piece of plywood or, 1/4-inch wood of whatever I have scraps left of. And then, so
Okay, when you put your glue in that, and it's got a hole in it, what are you setting that on to stick the glue in? That it doesn't just mess up everything? I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly, I'm just asking.
I hold it in my hand.
Oh,
And
Lord.
I take a piece of craft wood, which is either a toothpick or a skewer, and I dip that into the glue and I
Oh, okay.
coat
Oh,
the inside
okay.
of the hole
Okay, gotcha.
with the glue.
And it's
Gotcha.
wood glue, it's just wood glue?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
regular wood glue.
Oh, see, I would have used E6000 or something. Oh, wood glue would be no problem.
Yeah. I use Type Bond 3,
Okay,
and
okay,
that's the same glue that I use when I put
okay.
my piece on there. And,
You said you put the magnet in the backer
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of your piece,
yeah,
so that way you can go all the way through. So the magnets are all the way through.
yeah.
Okay, now, then the piece that you're gonna cut goes on top of it.
The piece that I cut will go on this side. Because some of my paint is black,
Explanations are so hard.
but it's flush on this side because I put the magnet on my flat surface, and then I press it down like
Gotcha.
that, because it's,
See, I'm thinking E6000, and that stuff's just nasty.
I know, but wood glue.
But it worked. I didn't know the wood glue would even
Work, yeah.
work on that.
So you cut.
And I love the fact that it's flat, so people think
Well,
it's
Yes.
flat when they see it, but it's shallower on the other side than
my
they
backer
see.
that I use is a
That's what I
little
didn't
bit
get.
larger
That's what I
than.
See, I don't
Understood.
put,
my
most of
piece
mine I
that
don't put backers
putting
on,
there.
because I'm using the scraps
Because
from
what I do is I
this.
cut that piece
But-
first,
But
lay it
then it keeps,
down and
you know, it keeps
use my-
moving
use the
around
washer,
because,
draw around it. Depending on what size washer you use.
and it is so hard to work with these thin
it-
magnets.
How much it stands out from the.
Because they, and then about the time you get one,
It's a piece,
Jump
you
in.
use a square end drill and just drill directly into the.
Yeah,
finished
you could
piece.
do that, but, like, on some of the pieces that I use, they're solid, but this is the backer that I use on a Amazing Grace cross. So I have that all cut out, and you can't put a magnet directly into that because you got all the inside cuts.
Yeah,
So I put the backer on there, but I do it the same way. I press it down from the
okay.
top like that, and it makes it flush on the back side.
But your backer, actually is visible from the front in the
Yes.
sense that you,
Yep.
well, okay.
and
The backer's still bigger than the cross,
Right.
okay. That's a little different way to do it.
They like to stick together.
Yes.
Yeah, I have trouble with that too.
Where do you buy those? Your magnets?
Well, the 3/8, I was buying them at Rockler till they priced herself out of my range. And the 5/16, I get them at Harbor Freight.
Okay.
Harbor Freight don't sell the 3/8. All they sell is the 5/16 in the rare earth magnets.
Woodcraft may sell them, I don't know.
I tried, they-
Or Hobby Lobby, I mean. I can't remember if I bought them at some at Hobby Lobby or not.
Yeah.
I would
Think
think
I can.
Amazon.
But I always use the rare
Still
earth magnets
Amazon,
because they
right?
stick.
Yeah.
Amazon's got everything.
Everything.
They've got everything.
It's amazing.
Does that
Thank
help?
you.
They used to
Yes,
be
it does.
just
Thank
put
you.
us in- You just put us in when they started.
That's right. That's interesting.
Okay, these are kind of there's silly things that I use at home. First of all, I buy butcher paper by the roll from here, from Sam's. And we pay about $25 for a roll, and it lasts about 3 years. And I write packages in it, I have it on the cabinet, I write on it, write notes, I just use it for everything. Okay, that's my first thing that I use. Okay,
You get it
here's
where?
at Sam's, or we got this over the internet. Sam's didn't have it, so I just looked up roll of freezer paper.
It's freezer paper? So you have more control.
Yeah, more control. You know how on the glue that you buy, it has the slit?
Yes.
And that gets all messed up
Yeah.
and you can't clean it and whatever. This doesn't do that. And it has here's how stupid I am. I never even noticed this on the mustard. And Kenneth went, "It's a lid!" And it keeps, it seems to me like the little containers don't have a holder back here, but the bigger ones that love it. I stick it in a glass. There's my glue. Okay, then, also for the sewers, most of you have these measuring things instead of a big measuring tape or whatever. If I can't tell you how often I use this to measure with. Whatever. Or if I'm cutting something out and I want to make it a little bit bigger, I can go all the way around it and mark it on a pattern. So these are very handy to have.
Will you do that instead of using a washer?
Depends on what I'm using.
Yeah.
Depends on what I'm doing. So, I mean, if I was going all the way around this, I'd probably use a washer, but it just depends on what I'm doing. I use both, but this is a household item I use all the time. The other day I was at Walmart, and I'm always looking for these because these spread out, and they're cheap, and they're, but they had a big container of them to buy all at once. I thought, of course, me, I was like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, I'm 80 years old. I don't think I have time to use them.
I never do that.
Okay, that's my items for today.
Thank you.
New pin cushion. See?
Want a pen?
I mean, it works.
A lot of it depends on copper.
Here, let me see your pin cushion.
What?
No, not copper, no.
Why, would that not work?
No, it wouldn't.
Not
Oh,
fair
well.
enough.
I probably couldn't afford copper. I can melt down all that copper in my house.
Where the hell did you get this magnet? Was it for your
It's just,
husband?
yeah, I use those, I always keep some of these magnet things to hold blades and everything else.
What kind of magnets are they? Are they just, are they
I don't
rubber?
know.
Because it's got rubber
I
and
buy-
everything on it.
I buy these at Tractor Supply usually.
Tractor Supply?
You guys know pencil right there. Great idea.
Well, I have magnets on one of my machines, and I have a tin can stuck on there that I have my scissors and everything right there by my table. And that, except that gets the sliding down, when I get it full. Okay, anything else?
Okay, well, that means this concludes our meeting. Meeting is adjourned. So, when's the next meeting? Do you know the date?
It would be September
September. September the 28th? So the next meeting is September the 28th.
Okay.
Do you think anybody would be interested in relief carving, things like that?
Yeah, well, you mean as a demo?
As a teaching those.
Oh, you mean
Shows.
outside of here? It shows? Heck yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's hard. To me, it looks hard. Everything looks hard to me usually.
That's the truth.
Well, when I retire, I'll have time to actually learn how to do stuff.
No, I'm gonna tell you, you're not nearly as organized when you're retired, and therefore, you don't get near as much done.
TV can get interesting.
You got too much
And my
time to
house
do
is
it.
so dirty, I'd have never allowed my house to be this dirty. But Kenneth doesn't care, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care, I would.
You're giving us hope, Joey.
You just get so relaxed, I mean, it's just like, Kenneth probably never cared.
I have a system I put together when I moved into the new house, put the shelves up in the garage, and all the boxes the same. I have 282 boxes. And inside, I have a clipboard from A to Z. You go to M if you want to find masking tape, you say,